Yo, welcome back, everybody. The Ringside Beer Show, episode 8.
How you guys doing today, man?
Oh my gosh, I just love saying the numbers after that.
Dude, I was pumped watching the fights over the weekend. Let's just get right into it.
You know what?
Man.
Let's enough with the small talk.
Yeah, let's get right into the show. First off, we're just reminding everybody that we have a art giveaway. This is going to be the last week. The next episode, we're going to announce the winner. So go ahead, tell them how to enter, man.
Yeah, guys. So how to enter, please go to youtube.com and go ahead and search the Ringside Beer Show. While you're at it, go subscribe and turn on the notifications and comment done on any of the videos, and we'll go ahead and pull your guys' name, put them into a random generator. Winner will be announced September 29th, 2020. And just so you guys are aware, the promotional giveaway is only in the United States at this time. So
yeah, man, we're excited to announce the winner next week. So
I can't wait to see who wins.
This is last week to enter, so go ahead, enter, tell your cousins, your friends, everybody.
The home stretch, you could try and enter twice. We'll see. We appreciate the effort.
Yeah, we do. Some guy entered like 4 or 5 times. Did you see that?
Yeah, I respect that, and that's why I say that.
He wants a painting, yeah.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I appreciate the love.
Yeah, so let's go into current events, man, for this week.
Oh, let's not skip those tap handles, please.
Oh yeah, dude, we just displayed both of them, and you just have one on your corner.
Yeah, please. That's why I don't want to forget about it, because they're surrounding me, and I feel like they're looking at me, and I have to mention to everybody that they are on sale right now.
Yeah,
so
they
if
are.
you go to ringsidebeerstore.com, you could pick up yours. Mm-hmm. There's only 50 that were made at this time, so go ahead and grab you guys one.
Yeah, and the brand new. They just came out, last week?
Last episode, fresh out the box.
Yeah, so
jump on it while you can.
Get it, guys. All right, current events, man.
Yeah, let's get into the current events. So, let's start off with the tweet by Ariel Helwani. According to sources, UFC offered Dustin Poirier the Michael Chandler fight yesterday, but they couldn't come to terms. One issue was the same as before, pay. But also, sources say DP wanted to show the same loyalty to Tony Ferguson, who advocated for him publicly and privately.
I am shocked that they can't get that fight done. Like, I feel like everyone would want to see it, even especially as a co-main event under the Khabib versus Gaethje fight.
It is a fight that can be made done, and it would be a great fight. But honestly, I mean, as I would consider myself somewhat of a hardcore fan, there's issues that need to be worked out between Dustin Poirier, Tony Ferguson, Khabib, and Conor McGregor. So until that is all done, Michael Chandler can sit his way to the back. That's how they're thinking, okay? Now, in my opinion, he does deserve one of those top 5 guys.
Dustin?
No, Michael Chandler. Dustin deserves the Tony fight. Now, that's why they're both publicly and privately advocating for that. Yeah. They both deserve that fight. They both want that fight. They know that is the fight to make to determine who's the rightful number 1 contender in that division.
Stylistically, it's a great fight because they're both stand-ups. Like, Tony Ferguson wouldn't take it to the ground with Dustin. Like, they would stand and bang that fight. Yeah, and I don't understand why the UFC can't just make it happen.
Yeah,
all the fans want it.
The UFC stays firm in certain things. They really do.
Well, yeah, when they have options, they do.
They do. And, I mean, they still kind of have options in that division. You got Conor sitting in the sidewalks, sitting out in the back just watching everything going on. He could jump in and out whenever he'd like. They just signed Michael Chandler. They have some dogs up there. Tony Ferguson's down to fight, pretty much whoever. But it looks like right now he has his eyes set on Dustin Poirier. Yeah. They both want to make that fight. And
I think the fans would want that fight as well.
I think the only person who's not wanting that fight to be done is the UFC itself.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I don't know how much money they're asking, but that would be a pay-per-view on its own. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're holding
these
off.
Times are tough right now, and so I understand that the pay-per-views are probably not equivalent to what they used to be back in the day. And that was back in the days like a year ago, but it feels like so long
I feel
ago.
a lot more people are watching the fights now because there's nothing to do.
That don't mean people are paying for it, my boy.
Hey, I don't know people are watching.
People are watching, but if we're talking strictly on pay-per-view buys, this is what I'm saying. Like, the return is probably not quite there. The bars aren't filled up like they used to be. Therefore, I don't know if you remember, but like, if you wanted to go watch the UFC at certain places, you had to pay an entrance fee because they have to pay a much larger price for that pay-per-view.
Yeah. Do you know how much they charge restaurants?
I don't.
For the fight? It's like right around $5,000.
Okay, so that just solidifies my point right there,
yeah.
Dude. Like, they're not making the money that they necessarily were prior to all of this. So that just only leads me to believe that they're not willing to budge on these fighters as much as they would in previous times. Now, Jorge Masvidal, they had to budge and give him whatever they want, in whatever he wanted.
Plus, they did really good in pay-per-views. They were right under, was it Conor and Nate?
Exactly.
It was like top 6 fight in the UFC
So
history.
hard to touch. It's so hard to top that fight.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
But, with all of that being said, I really don't see them making the money like how they were. So that's why I don't think they're willing to pay these guys. They're like, you know what? You can chill out till 2021. When we start, that train keeps chugging along, we're making more bread. And then when we get back at it, then we'll hit you up to make a fight. Like Dana White says all the time, if you don't want to fight, we'll find somebody else who will fight.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, you know how hyped it would be if Tony Ferguson was the backup for, Gaethje, just in case he fell out?
I mean, it would only make sense.
Who would finally get the fight?
The storyline would line up so perfectly for that. But at this point, I mean, Michael Chandler's not a bad fit. It's a plug-and-play scenario. You can continue to neglect the Dustin Poirier-Tony Ferguson fight and continue to chug along like the UFC's doing. Yeah. Personally, I don't think it's good.
You don't think so?
No, man. You got to make this fight right here. You got to make this fight.
I don't know. You got to make Khabib versus Tony.
You got to make that fight too.
You got to make that fight too.
But that doesn't take a precedence over, like this fight happening. Because, and I only say that because there's been so many opportunities for that fight to happen. It's not necessarily the most important fight for us as fight fans to consume. It's almost like a fantasy that we'll never get to see.
It's like they keep on teasing the fight
dude,
in front of us,
It is a straight tease, and I know I don't like getting teased, so I can only speak for
please
everybody.
us, UFC. You please us, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we just want to consume as much as we can, okay? We want to be pleased.
Yeah,
and this is all we're asking for. Just put these guys in a cage, man.
Yeah, man. Well,
put these guys in a cage, we'll pay.
Yeah,
how about that?
Look at
we won't pay their salary, but we'll pay for the pay-per-view. On to the next. Oh, my goodness. Well,
this is Dustin continuing. He says, hopefully me and Tony fight this year, 2021. I will be the undisputed lightweight champion of the world.
Yeah, keep that energy.
Yeah, man. You know what? He's such a good dude. Did you see the countdown when he was talking about that kid and how he made the park? I'm like, dude, he says he's a really nice guy, man. Like, he gives back to the community.
Yeah, if you sit down and actually watch a lot of the pre-fight stuff, they give a lot of insight into these fighters' lives. Yeah. And it's pretty fascinating to see what somebody who does something so violent does on his off time, right? Mm-hmm. And you kind of expect these guys to be just selfless animals in there and outside the cage. But in reality, some of these guys fight for bigger reasons, and that's for example, like Dustin Poirier fights for kids who are, limited or that have disabilities or that don't have access to certain things.
Yeah, and that's fascinating. Why Khabib matched the donations. I believe he gave him $100,000 for his.
Yeah, man. And see, with all of the bad talk that goes on from Conor and all these other people about Khabib, when you actually look at Khabib, the fighter outside the cage, he does really good, good things. Yeah. Like, he gives back. He's humble. Yeah. Always stays humble. Yeah. How can you hate that?
Yeah, you can't, man. He's a good dude. So I really hope they прeward Dustin Poirier with the Tony fight for next year, at least, Yeah,
that would be definitely a good reward.
We'll see, man. Well, dude, Michael Chandler officially signed with the UFC on that Dana White announced it on SportsCenter.
Yeah, I kind of hinted to it a little bit in previous, and I'm always with the spoilers, but he's going to serve as the backup fighter, which is a good fit. Hopefully nobody pulls out of that fight. God forbid. If it happens, cool. You got a nice plug and play guy with Michael Chandler here who can actually solidify his spot in that division with just one fight against either one of those guys. And I kind of like Dylan Danis' response.
Did you see? He's we cut him from Bellator because he was bringing an average of 5 to 6 viewers a show.
That's some shots fired, dude.
But how much does Dylan Danis bring in?
Well, considering he's only fought like once or twice or like 3 times, probably not too many. But I tell you what, this guy does have the biggest mouth in the MMA sport. So
Dylan Danis.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. People are tuning in. This guy's the Chael Sonnen of our generation.
Yeah, well, Bill say I just don't get why he is the backup when you have other contenders in the UFC that have been waiting for that title, just in case he falls through. Because watch, if someone falls through and he becomes champion, let's say this 2020 has been so crazy, I can see that happening, right?
Yeah.
So, and then what happens with Tony and Dustin? Like, they were next in line.
You're gonna get a lot of heat. You're going to get a lot of heat as the UFC, but they can endure that, bro.
Yeah.
These are things that they can say, you know what? This guy is a champion at another, how would you say it? Another place, another
like another promotion.
Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for.
Scott Coker, what was it? A couple weeks ago? I don't know what.
He's loving this right now.
What episode was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Might have been the 7th. I don't know.
I don't know which one it was.
Go back and look at it and fact check us.
Yeah, yeah. Check out all the episodes because it was in one of those for sure.
It was definitely something to look.
Little inside joke on it.
Little inside joke for sure. But at the end of the day, it does mess up the order like tremendously if in fact he does win. So this is something that I can see like they can pull it off. Doesn't make anybody really too happy, but I bet you if we're all pissed off, we're tuning in.
Now, do you think Dana signed him because of the comments that Scott Coker made that they had the best? No, you don't think so?
No, because Dana White is bigger than that. I think Dana White has a little more mental strength than to fall for a rebuttal by Scott Coker.
Maybe.
If that makes sense.
Maybe.
And I do give Michael Chandler his respect where he is a legitimate contender for the UFC lightweight belt. He was a champion in Bellator, and they do have sufficient, staff over there. So this is definitely something that they can put together without too much pushback. I think people are going to be upset, but it's something that, you ain't going to lose any sleep over.
Yeah. But I think that
division is too fluid anyways. It's not stagnant for me. I prefer a little more, predictable.
Yeah. Well, going on to what Dana says, and this is what Michael Chandler said on he was saying that I'm the better wrestler than he is.
Yeah.
Than Khabib.
Yeah.
He's saying he's better than Khabib.
Well,
and he's not going to take me down, I don't think. If he takes me down, he's not going to hold me down. I'm going to be able to take him down unlike anybody else who has been up to fight him. Now, I don't know if that's just him promoting or if that he really believes that.
That's definitely one of both, right? I honestly believe he does have that mindset. Do I believe he's realistic? No. Khabib has shown over a long period of time his resume when it comes down to wrestling. I honestly don't feel anybody can quite match up with him in that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's just trying to put it out in existence and
hey, all due
you never
respect.
know.
Hey, I'm all for speaking things into existence. I try to do that with a lot of things, but at the end of the day.
But do you think he gets a fight because Khabib has been saying that he's done after 2 more fights?
No. I don't think excuse me, if Khabib sticks to the plan and he fights Gaethje and he fights George St. Pierre.
Well, Pierre ain't going to come back.
Let's just say
he says
that was
done.
his 2-fight plan, right?
But he's been considering McGregor for the last one.
Well, okay, we'll plug and play with McGregor there. So let's say he fights, Gaethje and then McGregor. And he retires. I don't think anybody would be mad at that. I think that would be a great way to go out. And I don't think that Michael Chandler really is going to be an enticing enough fight for him to continue to defend that belt.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's going to leapfrog everyone else in that division. He's not going to leapfrog everybody, Dustin, Tony, everyone waiting in line.
No, he's not. But he's definitely he's gonna be somewhere in that top 5. They're gonna give him the top 5 guy. They're gonna give him, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, at this time they're gonna give him a top 5 guy. Whenever it does play out, I haven't been able to see the standings right now. I don't know who's 1 through 5.
I think you give him one warm-up fight to just promote him in the UFC.
Should we put the third party to use? You want to have him look up the standings? Go to the UFC.com if you can, and then look up the standings in the lightweight division. You could even Google it.
Oh, yeah.
And so let's see who's the 1 through 5 guy. And let's see who we can plug and play Michael Chandler with. Because some of these guys may not be fighting. Some of these guys may not, be even in shape. Let's take a look here.
Let's look. All right, so we have the champion is Khabib. Ooh. Then Justin Gaethje, who they're set to fight 254. Then Dustin, Tony Ferguson. Then you have Conor McGregor.
And Dan Hooker.
Yeah, but Michael Chandler, he ain't gonna fight any of those guys. Connor's way too big, or as far as popularity, he's way too big for him. It's not a money fight.
Yeah, Connor's only going to fight Khabib or Tony. Okay, so this is my thing.
Ooh, Kevin Lee?
Michael Chandler can fight Paul Felder. He could fight Dan Hooker. I would be fine with the Dan Hooker fight. I would honestly be fine with that.
I would like Kevin Lee, because Kevin Lee is also comes from a wrestling background and is a striker. I think the first fight coming back, that would be a nice one.
Yeah, you can put him in there against the number 10 guy. Realistically, though, I would, because then, okay, let's say he does beat the number 10. Who are you going to put him against the next?
Charles Oliveira. You have Paul Felder, Ali Quinta. That would be a good test, because Ali Quinta went 5 rounds with Khabib on how many days' notice?
Yeah, I mean, there's options there for Michael Chandler. So that's definitely a good thing. It's a good thing that we brought this guy here, so that way we can, have that reference point. Because I forgot all about Dan Hooker and I forgot all about Paul Felder, and Oliveira's sitting there chilling too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
there's some definitely fights. I don't think he's gonna get anybody in the top. Well, the top 5 is including the champion. So
yeah.
But within the top 10, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, if we can go back to those slides there, yeah, definitely options for sure.
Yeah, so we have so then Dana White has been talking to Conor McGregor.
Yeah, so his in quotations. I came up with an idea a couple days ago, and I reached out to him to see what his thought, and he was interested. It's not done. It's just an idea right now, in quotations.
Now, what could possibly be that idea? It's like, hey, bro, I got a cooking show for you. No?
Well, if they make the Masvidal, the Nate Diaz and the George Masvidal fight, they can make the Conor and the Nick Diaz fight, and that would be something that they can throw on the same card. Potentially be one of the biggest cards in UFC history. That's an idea. I think that would take a lot of work.
I think if he was just in the audience, and whoever the winner gets out of Masvidal or Nate Diaz, then he fights McGregor next.
That can also be a route that they take as well. I personally like putting Nick versus Conor, because let's be real here. If we're talking about the money fights, and we're talking about you want to make the biggest pay-per-views and you want to generate that revenue, that's the fight to make. Now, if you're going to remain loyal to the hardcore fans, then you keep Conor on the shelf until Khabib, Gaethje, Poirier, Ferguson fight.
Now, I believe he might come back for International Fight Week.
Do you think he's even going to go back down to 55 pounds?
For Khabib, yeah. He'll go back down to 155 for
Khabib. Do you think that'll affect him, though? I mean, at this point, he's been walking around pretty heavy.
Well, the thing is, at 170, if he fights Masvidal, dude, that's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough fight.
I mean, the odds would probably be in Masvidal's favor to win that fight.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yes, I do believe he will go to 155. I think the idea that Dana might be talking is they might have it International Fight Week next year, and we know with limited fans, or hopefully,
Yeah, the NFL's showing a good model where they're having their own fans coming in, and so it's definitely a good sign for the UFC, because they've been running this since day one through the whole pandemic, and they've been able to still function and operate.
Well, not only that, Raider Stadium is finally done.
Raiders are playing right now.
You can actually have way more seating because of the way it's all set up, and still have it spread apart. So now the gate is not an issue, because Dana White was talking about it was, Conor brings about $18 million at the gate.
Yeah.
So if the gate's an issue, then just have it at the Raider Stadium, out in the open, quote unquote. When the people can't sit inside. So that's another work around that.
Yeah.
I think that's what they might be planning. The
Absolutely.
winner of Nate and Masvidal will get Conor Raider Stadium.
Yeah, because it's just like, the thing is, okay, so Dana White had to have thought about this idea and came up with it, right? It's not just like, okay, we're sticking to the plan of where you fit in at your division. No, this was a plan that he's thought of and reached out to him. So obviously this is bigger than just a Tony or a Poirier or a Khabib or a Gaethje fight.
Yeah.
This is something big.
Now, you mentioned the money fight, right?
Cash.
Now, well, obviously, the money fight was McGregor versus Mayweather.
Cash.
Now, Did you hear the BS that Mayweather's doing with Logan Paul?
I try to tune out nonsense as much as possible.
Yeah.
But I heard that this is still just in speculation, still not a done deal. But if this happens, you have my word right here on the Ringside Beer Show, episode number 8. I will never watch boxing again.
You'll watch boxing. What are you talking about? You'll watch boxing again.
No, if they put on a promotion like that, I'm done. All right, that's the nail in the coffin. You want to know why?
Why?
Who would even watch that, bro? Okay, listen. We're talking about Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, watch.
He's undefeated. I mean, controversially, of course, but he's undefeated. We were willing to accept Conor McGregor to go in there because he was dropping dudes with a nasty left, okay? We are not willing to bend and fold to a YouTuber.
But it would be such an easy money grab for Floyd. The easiest.
Yeah, but with all of that being said, I do not like that at all, man. I like seeing Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Yes, it's not as competitive as when they were back in the day, but it's competitive. I do not want to see this nonsense of a fight. You guys, man, that'd be like, I don't know, man. It's like paying for me and my third-party buddy here to fight in the ring. I only know a couple people that will want to watch that. They'd probably pay.
I'll pay.
That's what I'm saying. A couple people, but, not everybody.
We'll put it on the YouTube as well.
I'm just saying, dude, it's just not an interesting fight, and it's actually disrespectful to the sport. Yeah. That's how it feels to me. This guy's, first of all, coming off a loss to another YouTuber, okay?
Which is crazy.
Now, mind you,
Logan Paul didn't even win his last fight. He lost to KSI. Now, granted, he landed that uppercut, but, I mean, KSI still won that fight.
I'm going to land an uppercut in a fight at least once, I'm just saying, man. At the end of the day, with all due respect.
Man, you got all riled up.
Hey, man, it's just upset. Bro, once again, I
sipping
feel
on that haterade today, huh?
No, straight up, I threw away the bottle, but I'm just saying, man. I believe I would be somewhat of a hardcore fan, not for boxing, but for just the sports in general. This is upsetting, man. It's like these guys should not have the platform to get into the ring with one of the best fighters in the world, one of the best boxers. It's upsetting.
Floyd is doing it for the money. For easy. I mean, we're talking the easiest cash grab. And then Logan, I mean, dude, he has the opportunity to just go all out and try and knock him out.
All right, so the people
does he
who
have
are
the skills?
paying,
Heck no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The people who are paying are enabling this bad matchup. You guys are enabling.
Well, all YouTube kids watching it.
This is what I'm saying. This is not good for the sport. It's just not good. It's toxic. If we want to use 2020 generation language, it's toxic.
But didn't KSI and Logan Paul, by them promoting it by themselves, they made over $1 million in at the gate or something like that?
Probably. They probably made some money. Okay, so if we're going to look at it,
can you look up Logan Paul versus KSI, what they made at the gate or the total earnings for that fight?
You can try and influence me all you want. All right, this is.
Well, that's the thing. Logan Paul. Hate him or love him, he's extremely popular.
Yeah, he's going to bring in revenue.
He's going to bring in money. He's going to bring in young eyeballs. Like we're talking, young kids that are watching boxing for the first time. And then boxing, dude, they are hurting. They are hurting.
The dollar sign ain't got a name on it. I mean, money's money. But this is just so depressing to me. Right. It's like people are enabling bad decisions.
All right, so here we go. Logan Paul and KSI are each guaranteed $900,000 to face off in a professional boxing debut. So that's each. They almost got $1 million apiece for their debut.
So the first one was an amateur fight, and then the second one they got licensed so that they can actually fight.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, $1 million.
It's straight up. It's a money grab.
Big money.
That was just their guarantee. That was not off their pay-per-view. That was not off their sponsorships, their ad revenues, and all that. So they clearly probably made about $2 million a piece, roughly.
Why can't you get the Conor deal done? Fight him again. That's way more than $1 million. That's close to $300 million.
Yeah, but Floyd don't want to. He don't want to train. Like he doesn't have to train for Logan Paul.
All right, well then you can deal with the casual fans that want to watch this while they're eating their Travis Scott burger. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah. So
I'm off that hype train. Like if you want to see KSI and Logan Paul and Jake Paul, those fools go at it, YouTuber versus YouTuber, by all means. But we're talking about the GOAT, the biggest defensive boxer of all time, versus somebody who, establishes their name playing Fortnite and talking about, like it just fascinates me, man. Just fascinates me.
Got you all riled up, man.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man. Where's the professionalism, Mayweather?
All right, let's go back to the Conor news. So on the second slide, we had they were adding to that quotation. He says, we had some very interesting talks with the UFC recently. We are excited about the future and working on some fun things. Exciting things to come in the near future. And this is Conor McGregor's manager. Yeah, they're
definitely, turning up the broiler, getting the bubbles going. They want people to start percolating and talking about Conor McGregor and what's the options and, getting that buzz out there. And then next thing you know, there's going to be a major fight announcement. And he's going to come in with the heat, and it's going to be...
Watch, it's going to be what I'm telling you about, man. But what they're doing is kind of like just teasing the fans and everybody, the media. Like, hey, we're potentially getting Conor ready for something big.
Maybe they're trying to, maybe release the valve on a little heat as well of what's going on with him and trying to get the talks a little more positive instead of them being so negative.
Yeah.
Another angle to look at it. Either which way, definitely is working. We want to talk about Conor McGregor. That's going to get the clicks. We're all about it. But at the end of the day, you ain't fooling me. I know there's a little valve, a little stem. You're releasing a little heat.
Well, we'll see, man. We don't know until they officially announce it, but we can only speculate. So, all right. Well, let's get going to an update or a word from our sponsors, Ringside Beer.
Let's bring in a little word from our sponsors. So if you can click over to the email. Thank you so much. There we go,
man.
All right, guys. Ringside Beer, since 2012, committed to bringing fight fans quality lagers and ales. Brewed in Anaheim, California, Orlando, Florida, and Queensbury, New York, Ringside Beer is proud to offer fresh beer in both 16-ounce cans and on draft. Look for our flagship American-style lager, Irish-style red ale, or any of our other beers in your area. Shop at ringsidebeerstore.com for T-shirts, hats, and tap handles. Get in touch at ringsidebeer.com. Get in the ring, be ringside.
Ringside Beer. Dude, let's get right into the fight recaps of this weekend. UFC Vegas 11. Covington versus
Woodley.
But first, let's talk about this fight. You watched the whole event, right?
I did.
So, Jessica Clark versus ALPAR, which is one of the fights I want to talk about. This girl broke ALPAR's nose. Jessica broke ALPAR's nose.
Oh, yeah. It was for sure broken.
And the same ref from last week was the one making the decision on this one. Now, granted, it was a hard choice to make, but I was surprised they let it continue. That girl was not winning that fight. Was not winning at all.
I have been on record. Once again, please go look back. I've been on record, okay? I like to see fights end a little later than a little early. But oh my God, this one should have been stopped.
It should have been stopped.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, I respect the ref for giving that person the opportunity to fight back. But at a certain point, you have to, shielding up is much different than actually trying to fight for an angle to get out of it. Yes, you're going to get hit, but you're looking for an angle. This scenario here was more of a sheltered, like just ducking in and just protecting, trying not to get hurt.
The ref was like, can you continue? Of course the fighter's going to say, yes, I can,
Yeah, that's like asking them, can you see? Yeah, you're going to be like, yes. If they say no, then they're full.
Yeah, it was, I was screaming at the TV telling me to stop the fight because that girl was taking a whooping. She was not winning the fight at all. Let's see, significant damage.
So 124 total strikes to 26.
To 26. Jessica landed 128 strikes on Sarah ALPAR. Dude,
ALPAR.
Poor girl's face, man. Nose was twisted, cut up, blood was leaking on the floor. I don't know if you noticed later in the Covington fight, he was slipping on the blood.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was telling my fiance, I'm like, damn, man, that whole canvas is painted.
Yeah, just by Sarah's face.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, she was leaking, man. It was bad.
Yeah, and I didn't understand the ref's call to continue when it was a one-sided fight. There not even a chance in hell that she was going to win the fight.
Now,
it was just more punishment.
Now, mind you, where were the coaches at to stop that? I know that's not something.
That's actually a good point, yeah.
I know that's not something that is really, I guess, valued in MMA. I guess the coaches are more there to, like, keep you in the fight. But my thing was, like, literally, I was standing up with, just, like, standing there like this, and I'm looking at them like, okay, why is nobody stopping this fight?
Yeah.
Like, we're uncomfortable now at this point.
Yeah.
We're uncomfortable. I know if I'm feeling it, everybody else is feeling it. You know, because I'm willing to see them go a little more. So I was, like, baffled, man. And then I was surprised that the coaches wouldn't do something like that.
Dude, significant strikes landed 76 of 106, and then Sarah only landed 12 out of 30.
She was throwing 72% significant strikes.
Yeah. That's insane.
That's domination at its finest.
Yeah. And then she didn't let up either. She, like, when they said continue, she just kept on going. I felt back because she was landing elbows to Sarah's face, and I was like, oh my God, the nose. Like, just fall down, curl up, stop the fight. You're not going to win.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, they locked the door, dude, and the bell hasn't went off. So until then, it's kill or be killed, you know?
Well, dude, I mean, that almost happened.
Essentially. And that would have been a dead body on the ref's hands.
Dude.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
I'm just glad Jessica still won, because if Sarah would have won, it would have been the same scenario that happened last week, where the guy is losing every minute of every round and then comes back and gets a Kimura at the end.
There's really no repercussions for them, huh? Like, I don't think they get fined, right?
Nah. Well, UFC is saying you cannot yell at a ref, you cannot talk to a ref.
But they can talk to you.
Yeah.
Mr. Margliata, and keep asking for more.
We'll see, man. I don't know.
Although I do like
I guess
that
they're
he
working
does
on
that.
They are working on that rule, though, the replays and what to do in that scenario, because this is happening a lot more often than not.
Definitely something. I mean, obviously these rules change over time. It's got to be fluid. It's got to be willing to adapt. These are definitely significant things that the sport can fix.
Yeah, man. It was a brutal fight. It was a brutal fight. All right, well,
that's what we like to see.
Yeah. Oh my God, look at that photo. Look at all that blood.
Painted, boy.
And that was clean. That mat was clean. Look at that.
So was her shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Started off white.
Dude, Jessica, look at Jessica. She's like, I'm gonna get you.
You know, it's a kill or be killed, like I was saying, man. You got to push forward.
Dude. But that knee, man, the one she landed,
vicious.
And I felt like she landed the knee and then picked her up with
what it did
the
look
energy,
like.
right?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
She was on the way down, that knee smacked her in the face, and then boom,
just
picked her back up.
Yep.
I don't know.
That second wind.
Oh, that photo was nasty. Look at that. All right, man. What do we got next?
Disgusting.
We have KHAMZAT versus GERALD. So I didn't put the last names because I would be butchering it.
Yeah. So let's get into this fight, because there was so much anticipation, smack talking, violence that was about to be promised.
Well, so much hype behind KHAMZAT. They were saying like he's the next Khabib, and then he was telling I was like, you think I'm a wrestler? Watch my hands. Yeah. Watch my hands.
Yeah, exactly. And if we can refresh the people as well, he was booked twice for fights, like back to back, without even having the one fight. So that means he was going to fight somebody and already had another fight lined up.
Yeah.
And that, GERALD said he did take it disrespectful. Yeah. And he did have some good responses, man. Like, he was willing to, respond verbally to KHAMZAT's, verbal assault. But at the end of the day, it was 17 seconds of just pure assault, fear. That one shot was just all it took, man.
Now, we're looking at the website, UFC.com, for total strikes landed and significant strikes landed. Now, we saw the fight live. I only saw one punch landed. They're saying there was 4 significant strikes landed.
They might have counted an arm flail as a strike, because that's pretty much all that happened within 17 seconds.
Yeah. Dude, I felt bad for Joe, man. I felt so bad for him.
I didn't, because look.
You didn't?
No.
Look, he's a natural 180. He's a bigger fighter.
Pressure makes diamonds,
dude.
It also busts pipes.
I thought
it also busts pipes.
I thought he was going to do a little bit better. I thought he was going to get at least through the first round.
That's how I felt. I just was like, okay, look, you got all this on your shoulders, man. The only thing you can do is succeed. You don't want to fail. You can't fail. So don't do it. And he went in there, and the chin his hands were there, but his chin was just opening up and just boom.
Dude, I felt bad. It's like, dude, you only absorbed one punch. That it didn't go as nice.
That's where I feel bad for you, because it's like, even Cowboy took a couple more punches than that.
Oh,
when he fought Conor.
Oh, burn. It's getting a little hot in here. I just felt a burn.
Turn on the AC, boy, because I'm bringing the heat. I'm just saying that,
Yeah.
One punch,
Yeah. Well,
1 minute, man.
KHAMZAT's post interview. If you keep on going through the slides.
Next slide, yeah.
Yeah, just keep on going through. There we go. So they asked him, Usman versus Gilbert next. Give me Masvidal, Covington, Edwards, Wonderboy,
Damian.
They only have different face. Result will be the same. Smash. Let's go. Now that's scary, man. I noticed his lips don't even line up. Do you see that big old scar that he has on his lip?
He does have a big scar. Yep.
I'm like, dude, what happened?
He's been punched
in
the
no
mouth,
surgery.
bro.
They ain't no surgery.
You already know what happened, bro. He's been punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
But I bet you, I hate to see the other guy.
Now, Edwards would be a nice one to break into the top 5.
That would be a good fight. And honestly,
because he's trying to get a fight with anybody. No one wants to fight him. Give him this guy.
Yeah, he should take that fight.
He should take that fight.
He should. Both of those fools should take that fight, because that's beneficial for both sides.
Yeah.
You can stop the hype while it's there for Leon Edwards, or you can jump on the back of somebody who just ate a 3-piece and a soda.
The combo.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know if that was a medium or a large, but that sure was filling, boy.
Yeah. Well,
that boy ain't had a fight ever since.
And then here's Dana White with his comments from KHAMZAT. So
wow. One punch, 17 seconds. This kid is special. He's different than any fighter I've ever seen. I've been in the business for a very long time, and I've seen a lot of greats come and go. This kid is absolutely special, and I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, and he's post-interview, he was just saying, like, he wants to fight again. He's always wants to fight, like, every month and stuff. Which is,
I heard Dana say, like, I should probably get him another fight before Damian Maia.
Damn. Does the disrespect.
Hey, bro, blatant. But this is, Dana White. This is his organization. And this guy right here is literally giving Dana White all the reasons to do these things. So
Edwards would be a great matchup for his next fight.
Matchup.
I think, especially in Fight Island. And Edwards is overseas, so that'd be a great one to have on. Not 254, but maybe why not slap it in there?
Maybe another fight night. You could have that as a fight night.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I mean, you don't really want to miss out on the opportunity to cash in on this guy, but I think you honestly have to give him somebody like Edwards in a fight night for him to solidify.
Yeah.
Because he's good and he's got a lot of hype, but if we're being honest here, I mean, who's Gerald Mershot? He's a good dude. He's a vet.
Well, yeah, he's a veteran.
He's a vet, but I'm saying he's not one of these top guys. Let's be real here. Pay-per-views are supposed to drive in revenue.
Yeah.
You want to fill it with the most stacked fighters that you can, that are available. That's why they make the cards. They want to bring in the revenue.
Edwards is what, ranked 5, 6?
I think he's 5. Let's
We're
see.
right in there?
Yeah, if we can go back to the rankings.
Yeah.
He's somewhere in that mix. I don't see him being much lower than, Masvidal, Usman, Colby, Covington, Woodley, somewhere in that area.
All right, so here we go. We got Gilbert Burns is fighting Usman.
3.
Colby Covington versus him would be
3.
nice.
Yeah.
Leon Edwards would be a really nice one.
You don't throw Colby against KHAMZAT right now. You don't think so? That. You have the Masvidal scenario, and it's still grilling on the grill, boy. It's still sizzling. I think you don't give him that fight yet. I say you give him. Okay, you can give him Damian Maia.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
You can give
That'd
him
be a good
Thompson.
one.
It's a good matchup
That's
stylistically.
Yeah,
it's a good matchup. Yeah, you could even give him Michael Chiesa, because that dude's been on a tear. He's been on a tear.
You think so?
I mean, it's.
I don't know. Watching all these fights, so you have Robbie Lotto, who just lost. Anthony Pettis.
Don't want to see that one.
Beat Don Cerrone.
Anthony Pettis is. He can bring it, but I don't want to see that one.
Nate Diaz, who's more than likely going to fight. Yeah, with Masvidal.
Occupied. You could bring out Jeff Neal.
Neil Magny, dude. Neil Magny would be a great matchup with KHAMZAT.
It would be, because
they're both strikers and they can both
he
fight
can stop
on the ground.
The takedown. Neil Magny can strike. I like that.
Boom. Right there. That's it.
And isn't he climbing up the 185 division too?
Yeah, he's a 170 and 185.
Okay, so honestly, he has a better chance at 185 because there's not too many big names. You got Brad Tavares at 12, Akhmedov at 13, but moving up, you got Gastelum at 8, which he's on a downhill decline.
Well, if you want to give him a name,
Till.
Chris Weidman, Kevin Gastelum.
I would love to see him face Chris Weidman.
That would be a good match. Well,
Put the nail in the coffin, boy.
As far as giving him, you really, damn, he's sipping on that hater, dude. Chris Weidman's a nice dude, man.
I know. I'm proud to be an American. He's proud to be an American.
I like you, Chris
All that
Weidman.
is great.
I like you. Alex likes you, man. Jason lives in San Bernardino. He don't like you, man.
Nothing personal, man. I'm just talking about
I'm just saying.
strictly the fight legacy, the fight rankings. I'm just looking at you as a fighter. Nothing ever personal, man.
I'm going to tell you right now. You know fighters watch our show, right?
Hey, yeah, they do. They leave comments, too.
They do.
Look it.
They've been starting to watch our show, so...
Anybody that wants to fight me is like picking on a little kid, all right?
Oh, now you're playing the victim, bro?
Hold on. Maybe that means like...
You can't be running your mouth and can't cash those checks, you know?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Well, check it. Bring me a check, I might cash it. But until then, I don't see no checks in front of my face. No, I'm just saying. I'm just a guy behind a mic, okay? I say that several times. All I'm doing is this is all for entertainment, all right?
Y'all don't beat me up.
But if you need the hands, just ask, and I probably won't give them to you.
All right, man. Well, so what do we have post after Dana White? What do you have there? Oh, we had the co-main event,
let's
which was...
get into some sad, depressing stuff.
Cerrone versus Price, man. Now,
this is heartbreaking.
Now, I went to my dad's house, and me and my dad were making bets, and I was like, you know what, you can make the pick. He went with Nico Price, and I was like, all right, Nico Price is the heavy favorite to win this fight. Don Cerrone's on his way out.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we'll put $20 on Cerrone. Bro, and I told my dad, I was like, watch, if Nico Price cannot get him out the first round, this is going to go to the decision, and watch Cerrone might get this fight.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, Cerrone's always been losing fights. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. That's true. But if he cannot get out of the first round, then Donald Cerrone just gets better in later rounds. Yep. Now, I was very shocked that Nico Price couldn't finish the fight in the first round. Now, I don't know if he had too much respect for him or...
That's what I honestly felt was going on. He was more excited about throwing significant strikes and crazy, try to get that fight of the night money, but I honestly did not feel that he was in there to put out Cowboy Cerrone and knock out his lights.
No.
It just felt like he was in there to have fun and then make it like a fight of the year type of, vibe where they're, throwing out those crazy shots.
Like
and
an
doing
entertainment fight.
Entertainment. But I definitely seen that he had just way too much respect to just put a nail in the coffin.
I couldn't believe he couldn't get him out in the first round. And then it just kind of showed me where Nico Price is at right now then, too. Because if he can't put out Don Cerrone, then he's not going to get a top-level opponent. Because anyone else would have put Cerrone to sleep.
Yeah. Well, he kind of folded his cards when he was showing how respectful he was to Cowboy.
In the post-fight conference,
Exactly. Pre-fight, post-fight, I think he kind of folded his cards where he was like, he just gave up that perception of like, I'm here to, take out your lights, bro. It was more like, man, I really like you. And I'm so happy I get to fight you. But there was
a lot of respect in that fight.
Exactly. And that's not a bad thing. But I think in this scenario, it did take away from that killer mentality. Like, yeah, you're cool in my book, but I'm going to kill you, What
were we going to say? It kind of beeped there.
This is not quite PG-13, but it sure ain't rated M. NC-17.
What do you do? What do you do with Cerrone then now? Like, he says he wants some time off, but like realistically, he's not going to get a top level dude ever. He's not going to get a title fight ever. I wouldn't even give him a top 15 opponent, to be honest.
I don't know what you do with the guy. He's 14.
He's 14 right now. There's no way in heck I will give him anyone in the top 15.
Yeah, there's just no way.
Now,
I don't know what you do.
Now, granted, he's entertaining, but I would not give him no one in the top 15. Now, Dana said he's going to have a talks with him. Now, what does that mean? Is he going to force him to retire and give him a position as a commentator? I doubt it because
he's not quite.
He's not that
Mike savvy.
Yeah,
like DC or like some of these other guys.
But then what would he do? Because for the longest time, Dana White was giving money to Chuck Liddell and didn't want him to fight anymore, right? But
How sad, that's crazy.
Well, Chuck Liddell would always be at the what do you call it, the fan village when we go to the fights. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Dang.
My bad.
That's all right. Just mess up the vibe, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Threw a wrench in that. Well, honestly, I mean, when you mention that you got to have a talk with a fighter, that right there should kind of wake up the fighter a little bit. Like, I don't like that he's talking about me like this. What can I even do here? You know, like let's sit down and let's have this talk. Because, you know, I know Cowboy's got a lot of bills, man, and he's, you know, still looking to make a lot of money. So, you know, there's a potential to have him with those fights. But
I don't know, man.
You just don't give him a top 15 guy. You just don't do it.
Now, what weight class? Was it 155? Yeah, so he's right there. Don Cerrone. So where we have big fights, don't give him Kevin Lee, Quinta. There's no way in heck he's going to get anyone in the top 15. There's no way.
You give him Dariush?
Maybe, but
I don't think he'll be happy with that though, because
but he won't.
He wants a title shot.
No, he ain't gonna get it though.
No, he don't. But he definitely deserves a top 10 guy.
See, I felt like the UFC was setting up Cerrone to win, right? Like
they gave him the opportunity,
a top 15 opponent, or you know, I don't even think Nico Price was ranked. No, he wasn't even ranked. So if you can't beat an unranked guy, well, yeah. But I don't know. I don't even want to see it run that back because it was a sad fight to see.
Yeah, when they were mentioning that, I was just like, can you ask the class if they want to take a vote on that? Because I ain't putting my hand up for that. Wasn't good.
It was sad. It was really sad.
It was a loss for me it was a loss to Cowboy for me.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the third round, I was telling my dad, I was like, watch, this is gonna be a draw. Like Don Cerrone came back on the second and on the third. And it was probably a 10-8 round for the first one. So
yeah, I didn't think it was going to be a draw. I honestly
I thought it was going to be a draw because I was like, they favored freaking Cerrone.
It was those eye pokes.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, it was. That's why it even became a draw. I think if he only did the one eye poke, game over. Nico Price. Look at. Okay, go back down. All right.
Well, no, hold on. They were pretty 101 Don Cerrone at the distance and 129 significant strikes.
Okay, go back up.
That was only, 28 more significant strikes for Nico Price?
Let's look at this here. This is pretty significant of a difference. You're looking at 113 of 230 to 167 of 330 strikes. So that's 49 to 51%. Those 2% make a big difference. And if you're looking here at significant strikes, Cowboy did percentage-wise throw a lot more. But the amount of significant strikes, Nico Price threw way more. It was like 82 more. So if we're being honest here, the strikes that were thrown and the strikes that were landed were way more by Nico Price. It was definitely way more one-sided. It was just those eye pokes took a lot of the air out of the balloon, which then even brought the draw even into the conversation.
But looking at the fight, if you look at Nico Price's face compared to Cerrone's at the end of that fight, Nico Price looked like he lost that fight. Grant, if you just look at the face, like he was sliced up.
Yeah.
So I actually don't hate the draw, and I think Don Cerrone should just accept that and just kind of do his own thing because I don't think he's going to get a win.
Yeah. No, I agree. Realistically, it's probably time to hang up the hat and the boots.
Yeah.
Try to find some other way to generate money through the UFC because obviously we want to see him. He's interesting, entertaining. But competitively, it's so sad to say it, but it's just not.
Father Time caught up to him, dude.
Father Time, Mother Nature, the two worst combos.
And plus, he fights, 3-4 times a year? Like, dude, you can only take on so many fights.
Yeah, man. He's been here for such a long time. At this point, it's just time to
if I'm not mistaken,
wind it down.
He came from WEC.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so that was back the UFC got them back in 2004, 2005?
Yeah.
Around that time?
It was a while back. That's 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah. Poor man.
Yeah,
36 wins, 15 losses, man. Yeah, let's
go to the next slide here because this is depressing. This makes me super sad. We're going to talk about the main event.
Yeah, here we go. Covington versus Woodley. Now,
even though I'm sad with this too.
So I wholeheartedly believe Covington was going to win that fight from the get-go. I didn't think Woodley the best chance was going to be in the first round and if he landed that bomb. But
there was a day that I was feeling the Woodley vibrations. I was honestly on the train.
Oh my God.
I felt wow. I felt that this was like gonna be something different, something spectacular that we're going to see out of Tyron Woodley, and absolutely the next day I just completely felt like that was not what was going to happen.
No.
When it came down to the weigh-ins, to the post-fight press conferences, the pre-fight press conferences, it just felt so one-sided.
What, the week before he had the press conference, he was on TMZ talking about, hey, everyone's telling me to fight for the culture. And he's like, no, I got to fight for myself. And I was like, all right, Woodley's in the right headspace.
That's where I felt the most confident in Tyron Woodley. I was like, okay, he is in the right mind space. You know, he's not letting outside factors come in and you know, try to alter his mindset.
And then leading up for the press conference right before the fight, they asked him, oh, how did your training go? And he said, it went great because, you know, Black Lives Matter. And he answered
every question
with that. And I was like, okay, did something happen from last week where, like, maybe he's using this platform? Maybe he was doubting himself going into this fight, so he used this platform to, you know, make it aware. I don't know. I really didn't know. It was kind of odd. It
was too many questions right there where we're like, why are you flipping the script?
Because one week he was saying that he was not about, like, you know, he wasn't.
He was going to fight
just
for
focused
himself,
on the fight,
you know. And then it went to that, and not that any of us have a problem with any of that.
No.
It's just if we're looking at the mindset of that, was like, okay, you flipped your whole, you know, script and perception now. So, you know, what was the factor there? What caused the change? Because now that leads us to believe that somebody's either in your head and you're making this fight more than what you said it was going to be, or that there's, you know, other factors that are playing into, you know, you having to do these, whatever the case may be, who knows? And so that was where
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's where it was like really confusing to me. And, you know, it carried over into the fight where it seemed like he just did not have any type of game plan, any type of idea out there. It was just more like just kind of.
Well, if you know Woodley in his fights, he's a counter fighter. He waits for you to come in and he counters. That's what he does.
He does.
He's not a pressure fighter.
But even in this fight, it was
early in his career he was. Yeah. Early in his career he would sprint. Yeah. Now, I knew Covington is an aggressive fighter. He always comes out in the first round guns blazing. So I was like, all right, if Woodley can't catch him in the first round, it's Covington's fight. So the odds were, I was like, you know what, Covington's going to win this fight pretty easily. And the significant strikes, what was it? If you go up on the UFC website, so it's significant strikes. Covington threw 311 strikes, landed 231. 75% of those punches landed. Bro, 75%?
3/4 of your shot, 3/4 of your attempts were landing. You know, and 55% of those shots were significant.
Yeah.
3 takedowns, you know.
Yeah.
These are... Mason.
Sorry, guys. That was my son knocking on the door right there. He doesn't know we're filming. He's only 2.
He's trying to chill with the boys.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this was a very one-sided fight. It really took me back because it only proved that Tyron Woodley's kind of at this portion of his career where it is not what we want out of him, and we kind of expect more aggressiveness and I guess more willing to risk it, and he just doesn't want to get hurt out there.
Now, he hasn't won a fight, or he hasn't won a round in 10 rounds. Now, that was leading up to the fight. Now, I was thinking, well, maybe Woodley might have the first round. He might be so pissed off at Covington, and he might just go after him. That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought he was at least going to go all out in the first round.
It's what we all wanted.
And then, you know, adjust to that as the rounds go on. But I was very surprised he was using the same thing. Like, he was just waiting for him to, you know, come in and counter. And he wasn't landing, you know.
It's depressing because you have to be willing to adapt as a fighter. And when you look back at, you know, the last couple fights that you had and you've not won any rounds out of, you know, the last 10, there's got to be some that you tweak there. You have to be willing to look in the mirror and say, I'm not doing something right. Let's fix this. But he just came out with like a response saying he's not going to change anything, not going to change coaches.
Oh, yeah, we have that on the...
Yeah, we're going to refer to that.
So let's
and
go.
Get the exact reference here.
Yeah, so this is the update on Woodley's rib. So x-ray of Tyron Woodley's broken rib, courtesy of Woodley. This
For
is
sure
from Ariel
broken.
Helwani.
It's for sure broken.
He said it popped early in the fight and then tried to use the guillotine to stand up and it popped. It was the most pain ever, he said. He's back at the hotel resting. That's just from Ariel Hawani.
Yeah, you can clearly see it's broken. Didn't say he was faking it or anything. It was for sure a broken rib.
Look at that snap right there.
Yeah,
man.
that's
Can't deny it, man.
Clean break.
Now, Woodley made what was his today? He actually said this, and this was quotes. Go ahead.
Now,
man.
this is the quote that I was referring to.
Yeah.
I'm not retiring. I'm not giving it up. I'm not switching all my coaches up. I'm not changing the continent I live on. I'm not doing all that. In quotations.
Now that
so
is,
what's the plan here, my boy? What's the plan?
I don't know who you would give him because I don't think he's ready for a top.
Please go back
opponent.
to the rankings for me. What's the plan? I'm confused. You got to make some sort of change here. You have to adapt, man.
All right, so
at least acknowledge you're going to change your fighting style. Okay, so he's ranked 5.
Yeah.
Stephen Thompson's right below Damian Maia.
All right,
Michael
I don't want
Chiesa.
to see a trilogy with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson
At all.
I mean, I'm not trying to fall asleep here, guys. All right.
Damian Maia was the least amount of strikes thrown in a UFC fight. We definitely don't want to see that.
Nope.
He can't go upwards because he don't deserve it.
So, well, he ain't going to get George Masvidal because George Masvidal is occupied with Nate Diaz. Leon Edwards is trying to get any fight, but I don't think, we give him Tyron Woodley. If anything, you give...
Nah, he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah. And who would you give him to? Neil Magny? No, because Neil Magny would...
Vicente Luque.
You don't give him Nate Diaz. Well, Anthony Pettis? That's the only other... Robbie Lawler?
He don't deserve the...
Well, look at Robbie Lawler and...
yeah, you can run that back.
Run that one back because now both fighters are in both different places.
Dropping from 5 to 15.
Yeah, because I'm like, who else would you give him? You're going to give him Nate Diaz. That's a big money fight with
No,
George
you ain't going
Masvidal.
to give him Neil Magny.
No.
Neil Magny will take him down and submit him.
No. Rafael Dos Anjos, maybe?
Nope. Don't want to see that.
Anthony Pettis. I mean, the only one I could think of is Anthony Pettis for an entertaining fight. They're both strikers.
You can give him Vicente Luque, too.
Anthony Pettis is not going to wrestle. Robbie Lawler are not going to wrestle. So you would, I mean, for both fighters, Robbie Lawler and Tyron Woodley.
But Woodley's not going to throw strikes.
I mean, well,
so maybe we need somebody in there to wrestle him.
Knowing that he knocked out Robbie Lawler, I think that would bring his confidence up. And if he still wants to be in the game, you have to do something where it's going to play into your field, right?
Help him out, UFC. Help him out.
That's the only fight I could see. Now, Robbie Lawler might want to run that back and get, avenge his loss.
I'm bummed, man. It's a good fighter that has good potential for storyline, and it just down the drain.
Well, we're in a different era now, dude. He was the champion back when Robbie Lawler was champion.
But this is the division right now that's on fire. There's a lot of it's rapidly moving. I think the only thing that stayed stagnant was Kamaru Usman, and that's because he's defended the belt a couple times. But at this point, 1 through 5 is fluctuating all the time.
Yeah.
This is the time for him to remain relevant, and he did not capitalize on that opportunity. He could have put a nail in this coffin of Colby Covington, dropped him down the rankings a little bit, but he just didn't seize the moment.
Now, Covington, freaking post-fight interview. Did you see him screaming at Usman?
Yeah, he was calling out Marty Fake Newsman, and he was also calling out Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, you don't want that one though. George Masvidal, I would put whatever you want. Masvidal sleeps him.
No, I agree with you, but I do think he does want it. I think he
has a better chance with Usman than Masvidal.
I think he wants them both, bro. At this point, he wants the top guys, man. He knows if he loses, he's going to drop. So keep calling out these big name guys. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
It's freaking crazy.
And I couldn't believe it. He was like, what was he saying? That, he got lucky. I'm like, dude, Usman snapped your jaw.
Yeah.
Broke your jaw.
Yeah, he straight broke it.
Yeah, so.
Now, it was in the third, and he did continue the fight. But still broke.
No. But him dominating Woodley like that and finishing him, I think he gets the winner of Burns or Usman.
Go back to the rankings real quick, please. So
Here we go. We got Covington. Well, Covington second. Burns is
Yeah,
first.
this is not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not fluid though. I'm sure. Well, may. I don't know. Bring George up a little bit. Pump him to number 3.
What, George Masvidal?
Yeah, even though he lost, you put him over. He already 3-piece Leon Edwards. Bump him up. Bump him up.
That's true.
He already socked him out in the back, bro.
But I'm
okay. So
give Covington Leon Edwards because they both don't have fights because Usman and Gilbert Burns are busy.
You can do that, and I don't think anybody can be mad at that because it's all about timing right now.
Yeah.
And you want to keep both these guys active. If Colby's not injured, like it seems like he's not, he didn't take much damage, throw him in there with the
only one
Leon Edwards.
Yeah, that's the only person you would give him.
Yeah.
He already beat Tyron Woodley, who's ranked 5.
Now that's if you don't hold him out. You should just hold him out. Have him fight either George Masvidal, hold him out, or fight George Masvidal, or wait for the winner of Gilbert Burns and Usman and fight one of them.
Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. I want to see that. Let them run that back in Vegas because
I agree with you, bro.
That
I'm
pissed
all
me
about
off
the money.
I'm pissed off that they ran it in New York because New York has only been
it's limited, man. It's so limited.
Well, they only been open for what? How many years? Like 3 years.
Yeah,
so they're brand new to the MMA world.
Yeah, they're limited on the knowledge and they're limited on the amount that they're willing to kind of watch.
Yeah, so
they would rather stop a fight early out there.
Yeah, and I was like, no, please don't stop the fight, but. In Vegas, guaranteed they ain't going to stop that fight. Someone's going to get slept.
At all.
So, anyways. All right, well, let's...
On to the next. So, we have fight announcements that were announced over this week. And we have Lima versus Mousasi for Bellator. Yeah.
Vacant Bellator middleweight title. Now, this is going to be a freaking sick fight.
Yeah, this is going to be a banger. They've been going back and forth for a hot minute, talking about, who they think is better and how they think they'll finish each other. And now this is finally for that vacant belt, which, personally.
Who do you got?
Lima.
I got Lima, too.
Yeah. I like Mousasi. He's sick, man. He's sick.
Nothing against Mousasi. Yeah. I think Lima is on fire right now. I think it's his time.
And Mousasi went up, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Right? He was a welterweight and went up. So, has the potential to win that belt. I mean, it's going to be a good fight. Good banger.
Yeah. That's October 28th?
Yeah.
All right.
29th. Excuse us.
29th.
October 29th.
Yeah. And then what do we have next? We have BKFC 13. This was just announced. Beltran versus Stamps.
Yeah, that's for the heavyweight championship. And then the co-main event, Wilson versus Hernandez. Definitely going to be a sick little lineup. Honestly, any fights that they throw out there are going to be sick because there ain't no freaking gloves on.
Yeah, and this is October 10th, and this is only going to be on the bare knuckle bkTVapp.com.
Yep.
And I believe, how much is it?
It's like $4.99. So if you guys don't have it, go sign up. Check it out, man. You get to see some blood, some violence, some gore.
Now, I've watched the BKFC events, and do they end violently, man? Those fights... Yeah. Violently bloody. So if you're into that, man, watch it because for $4 you can. That's no problem.
No, man. The kind of cats that do this stuff are just some savages to begin with. So you're guaranteed to see some savagery.
So yeah, that will be October 10th and Salina, Kansas. Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. And then we have. Then UFC just released their lineup for Fight Island. They're returning to Fight Island.
Let's go.
And then that's this weekend. It starts off with 253 Adesanya versus Costa.
Yeah, with the co-main event, Reyes versus Blachowicz. So that's actually a super stacked little lineup as well. And then the next one, Fight Night, coming at you, Holly Holm with
Aldana, dude.
Versus Aldana. And that one's
fighting out of Guadalajara, dude. That one I am pumped for.
They're fighting out of Guadalajara?
Well, she fights out of there? Yeah.
Man.
She trains
la raza, compa.
Ay, güey. You learning Spanish?
Hey, you're tratando.
All right, stop while you're head down, bro.
Right?
No, all right. So then we have Morales versus Sandhagen.
Now, this is a good fight, man.
That one's going to be a great fight.
Both these cats have something to fight for. Marlon Moraes, low-key, got granted the win over Jose Aldo, but we all know what we've seen there was pretty close.
Yeah.
Could have went either which way. And Sandhagen is a up-and-comer who's fought his way straight to the top. This dude ready to throw some blows. So there's
early picks. I got Sandhagen on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Sandhagen too. I don't think the wave is riding for Moraes.
Yeah, and then what do you got on my birthday? We got
Ortega, you know what I got, boy.
Korean Zombie. I got Ortega all day on this.
All
fight.
day, bro. All day. Once again, para la raza.
And then what do we have? October 24th, Khabib versus Gaethje, UFC 254.
Oh my God, dude.
Man, this next month is going
I
to
know
be
I
super
said
exciting.
I know I said on previous podcasts I have Gaethje. I feel
Hey, don't be flip-flopping now.
I still feel the same. I am a little concerned, but I think Gaethje's just got the bombs, bro.
Dude. Well, guess what? For that one, we are both going to be painting. I'll be painting the champion. You will painting the interim champion, which is Gaethje.
I'll be giving him a
That
shot,
will be
guys.
the next giveaway painting. So
Yeah.
once we announce the winner, we're going to start working on the next painting and hopefully have that one on the 9th episode, 10th episode.
Maybe the 11th. No, I'm just kidding, guys. The sooner the better. I'm going to definitely try and bring some heat for you guys. We got some competition here, so I know I got to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to be able to participate, and I'm excited to see you guys participate in the next giveaway as well.
Yes, man. So then let's go right into the fights this weekend, guys. This weekend.
Go.
So let's start off with the boxing. We have the Charlo brothers headlining on Showtime. Jermall Charlo versus, and then Jermell Charlo.
Yes.
That one is super exciting. Now, watching boxing, now I'll just say it, they set them up for success. So
They did.
I do believe they will both win these fights right here.
Pretty dominant fashion, too, I believe. But it's nice to see a storyline for boxing coming out, a little bit of entertainment behind, the actual fight itself, because they need all the juice they can get.
Well, not only that, we're also getting top level names and boxers coming back. So I feel this is the first one since the shutdown. Really, there hasn't been a big name boxer.
Nope.
Other than the announcement of Lomachenko and Lopez,
Which is the one we're waiting for.
yes.
Yeah, but this is cool, man. It's a unification match and also a middleweight championship match. So definitely,
Yeah, tune
we'll be
in.
tuning in for
Showtime
sure.
pay-per-view, guys. 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
It's cool,
All right.
man. We got people that watch all the way out in Eastern time.
Yeah. So here we go then. Oh, my God. Here we go. UFC 253, Adesanya, Costa, both undefeated fighters.
Somebody's O has got to go.
Now, I could see it going either way. Now, I'm going to let you talk about it first, and then I'll chime in on here. Go ahead, man. Who do you think is going to get the dub?
Okay, so I just had a pretty good conversation with one of my coworkers at work, and he was asking me, who do I think is going to win? And this is how I see it going down. I see Acosta being the aggressor. I see him being the much stronger fighter. But Adesanya is a counter striker. I see it definitely being set up in Adesanya's favor, where he will be presented the opportunity to serve up Acosta on a platter. So I honestly see that right hand landing on Acosta's chin and him getting sat down and Adesanya finishing the fight.
Okay. Now, I see that scenario happening, but there's one thing that maybe you don't know is the curse. You ever heard of the curse? Do you know what curse I'm talking about?
I don't know what the UFC cover?
Yes. Now, there
The Madden
is
curse?
the curse, the EA Sports curse. Every single time an athlete is put on the EA Sports cover of the fight, they lose that fight. Now, George Masvidal was on the cover, and he went up against Usman.
And lost.
UFC 3, Conor McGregor, but
Conor McGregor.
granted, the curse was already in play because he was on the cover of UFC 2, which was Rousey and Conor.
Well, he's lost a couple
Now,
fights.
he was on the cover before... Well, he was on the cover for that one because that was right before Nate Diaz fight.
Right.
And he lost that one. And then what happened to Ronda Rousey?
Lost.
Got slept by home.
Slept.
And that was right when they made the announcements. Now, the same thing happened with Anderson Silva. He lost to Chris Weidman.
Man, wow.
And then not only that, Brock Lesnar lost to Cain Velasquez right after he was on the cover.
That scares
There
me.
has not been one UFC fighter that's been able to break the EA Sports curse. Now, if I know this is all crazy, but now you're talking about Madden, right? The Madden curse?
The Madden curse is real, too. I think the other day it got broke with Patrick Mahomes.
Now, I know you follow NFL a lot more than I do,
Yes.
and NBA as well. It's a lot
click
different.
Who broke the Madden curse? Let's click that because it go below, right there. No, lower, yeah. Because Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
I knew it.
So he was the first one, right?
He was
Okay.
the first one to break it, and a long time. And that's because most of these guys either get hurt or they get hurt. So at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes got it done because he won the actual championship. But it's fascinating because those curses are low-key real.
Now,
since 2000.
So, pull up. Can you pull up the odds on UFC.com for Adesanya and Costa, please?
Just Google it. Yeah, or you could do that too.
Yeah, if you go to the events. So I'm pretty sure Adesanya is the favorite. And if I'm a betting man, can he break this curse? Now, that is a real question. Now, does he have the skills? Of course he has the skills.
Yes.
And, this is for entertainment purposes only, but I'm just thinking, I'm like, dude, not one UFC fighter has been able to. Oh, they don't even have the stats up. So if you go to oddshark.com.
Oddshark?
Yeah, Oddshark, ODD, shark.com. They should have the odds there. Yeah, no, not one fighter has been able to break this curse. Now, can Adesanya do it? Yes, of course he can do it. But your scenario of Costa's putting the pressure, I could see that 100% and catching Adesanya and sleeping him.
Stylistically, that's how I figure this fight will end up. But it's a fight. They can throw down many different ways. But if I'm being honest here, that's how I see it going.
All right. So Bovada has Israel Adesanya as a minus 185, who is a favorite.
It's not
and
a big
Costa,
favorite,
it's not a big favorite. So, and Costa at a plus 150. So they pretty much have it slightly favored for Adesanya because they don't know what's going to happen either.
Because he's the champion, so you got to favor a little more. And he has defended the belt. It's not like it's a new, brand new experience.
Yeah. The only thing I'm thinking is that he got rocked or caught by Romero in his last fight.
Yeah.
He did get caught.
He did.
Now, can Costa catch him? I think so. Now, when Costa catches him, is that enough power to put Adesanya to sleep?
If it lands right enough, I mean, if you look back at some of Adesanya's footage, he has been knocked out.
Yeah. So
it's not like it's not the boogeyman,
That's what I'm throwing out. I don't think no one else is talking about the EA Sports curse.
No, I don't think anybody's. I didn't even realize that was in play in this sport. I knew for sure in Madden it was in play, except for Patrick Mahomes, but he's been the anomaly. Maybe this is the year of anomalies.
Maybe, but if I'm a betting man, not granted, the odds say
are a betting man.
Adesanya is going to win. And, he's not. Costa's not a huge underdog, so I'm like, you know what? Is the curse real? We're gonna find out this Saturday if the curse is real.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Honestly,
and I'm the first one to bring this up, so
I'm not putting no more energy than to what we already have because I want Adesanya to win.
Yeah.
So I don't know how real this curse is, but we're gonna knock on wood just in case.
Yeah, knock on wood. But let's see, man. I'm excited. Let's see how Saturday plays out, and for the first time, we're going to have a new light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, now this is what I'm super excited for because we want to see who solidifies that, interim belt. In my eyes, it's an interim because John just gave it up. But anyways, it's okay.
Can you just hop off?
I'm sorry, bro.
Hop
Can't
off?
do it. Can't do it. Once you're on the train, that thing don't stop for nobody.
Hey, is that John Jones you're sitting on, bro, or what?
I mean, it's the legitimate belt, but it's kind of like when DC got the belt at first.
See, what I think is going to happen...
Bacon belt.
Reyes is going to win. I believe Reyes is going to win. What's the odds on this one?
Yeah, I agree. I think Reyes is going to win as well.
Oh, yeah. Reyes is a minus 285, so a bigger favorite.
It's a bigger favorite, but not that big of a favorite.
Shoot, a plus 220? If you want to... if you win, that would be some money to put on Blachowicz.
Yeah, you could.
Because he slept Luke Rockhold. Slept him.
Yeah, he did.
So, but technically, Dominic Reyes should be able to pull
For being
this
honest,
off. Yeah.
A couple of people done slept Luke Rockhold. But
yeah.
Just want to throw that out there, too.
Well... Reyes should be able to pull this off, and I believe he's going to be holding that title for quite a bit. And I think John Jones, once he gets his title, they have the rematch, champ versus champ. You're welcome, UFC.
That was definitely something we had talked about prior.
Yeah,
and I like it. Get these guys both built up in their separate divisions. Run it back. Hey, shout out to Dominic Reyes too, man, from Victorville.
Dude, seriously, man. He's
right up the street.
What is that? Like, not even 20, 30 minutes away?
30 minutes away,
30
something
away?
like that, man. I definitely want to cruise by the gym one day back when COVID opens back up. Everything opens back up due to COVID, and kind of check out, the stomping grounds over there.
Yeah, let's check out the rest of the card because this one, they stacked it with a bunch. Go UFC.com, please. And, we have... I did not know... All right, so there's on the prelims...
Scroll down.
We have Diego Sanchez on the prelims. Or is it early prelims or prelims? Where did they... Oh, no, he's on the regular prelims. So early prelims? No, we don't know those guys. Yeah, Diego Sanchez is the second fight to last, and he's fighting Jake Matthews. Now, if...
You know what to do, Jake Matthews.
Well, I'm a betting man, and if you want to win some money, I believe Jake Matthews is a safe bet on this one.
Yeah, it's a safe bet.
Diego Sanchez has had too many wars, and I don't think he's has enough in the gas tank to pull this one off right now.
I agree with that.
So
100%.
If you want some easy money, Jake Matthews is. I believe he's a heavy favorite on this fight. Can you go to iShark? Yeah. Let's see Diego Sanchez.
Tab. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So let's have, where's he at? Just scrolling down. Sanchez.
Right there.
Woo! Oh, yo! A minus 750 favorite. Well, you ain't going to win a lot of money. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Diego is a plus 475, so he's a huge underdog.
Now, that's just wrong.
Really?
No. That's just wrong, like, damn. That hurts your soul, bro. That's just wrong, like, morally. At least give the guy a fighting chance, because that right there is not a fighting chance.
Nah, man. Well, realistically, Jake Matthews should be able to pull this off really easy, and pretty much everyone in the MMA world is thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely.
I didn't even look at the stats before I made that call. You know,
there's definitely expectations, man. If you can't get it done, woo!
Now,
sorry to blow you guys' ear.
Do you think Diego Sanchez could win this fight? Like, let's be real, because let's say last time.
Well, you asked me to be real. I don't think there's a chance in hell.
Nah?
No.
Let's go to click on there and let's look at.
2020's been a crazy year, man.
Click on Diego Sanchez.
There's
just
been
the name.
Some crazy things that happen. And I honestly don't think this is going to happen.
And you scroll down and see his last, 5 fights? Let's see what have they been.
L.
Keep on going down. So, he won his last fight? No, he did not win against Lima.
I think it was a disqualification. Yes, it was. So remember he...
Oh, yeah.
He played it smart, man. He's a vet. He pretty much said, I can't continue with the fight, and got the dub that way. Which I don't know how he sleeps well at night.
So let's go back and let's see what was the rest of them. So he has that DQ win.
Chiesa.
So he lost to Chiesa.
Mickey Gall, he won. Whoa.
And what was this? 2019. So this was a year ago. But Mickey Gall is not a top 15 opponent, though.
I know, but oh my God, he won against this guy too?
Why? Let's see. By
goodness.
Decision, lost to Brown, lost to Quinto, who's ranked what was it? We just said 6 or something around there?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
You know what? Let's go check out the other guy. Matthews?
Hey, okay, let's be real here. I go off the eye test. You could throw all these these algorithms and statistics at me. I go off the eye test, and I'm telling you, my eyes don't like what we see. And I got a little help here, buddy. And I sure don't like what I see.
Yeah, so, granted, Diego Sanchez has been fighting for a long time. Now, here we go. He's a little...
Extremely long time.
Won the last 2 fights and lost by submission to Martin. And then...
Shout out to all the Martins I know.
Yeah, you know what? Nah. Go with Matthews, because Matthews has only lost 1 fight in the past, was that 8 fights?
Yeah.
Give or take? So, nah. Matthews is going to win this one by landslide.
If you got some money you want to throw away, then you put it on Diego Sanchez.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Or you go buy a Ringside beer tap handle or a shirt. Okay? You guys want to just go toss some money around, invest it into something good like that.
Yeah, man. Well, let's scroll up. So let's go to the main card real quick. Awkward.
Hey, bro. I brought the Yopper today. I'm throwing shots.
Yeah. So what do we have?
Okay, Eubanks.
Oh yeah, Eubanks just fought the last card. And
She did.
She
Unfortunately,
beat my girl Avila. Avila.
Unfortunately. Well, hey, she's right back at it, which is good to see.
And she's fighting number 7th, which is Ketlin
Vieira,
man. I should have a bell right here every time I mispronounce a name. Ding.
We should have a bell just for when we like bring up stuff like ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
No, that'd be too loud. He's got kids.
Yeah.
All right, keep scrolling now. They're gonna think that's the call for ice cream or something.
Yeah.
All right, so not too many big names on the main event, but definitely, enough to tune in.
Definitely the co-main event and the main event are just worth it for this pay-per-view.
Yeah, they are, man.
But
for sure.
I felt like we got spoiled on this recent event.
We've
UFC
been spoiled.
11.
We've been spoiled. Just
that was
for
a pay-per-view on its own. I felt like the top to bottom, early prelims.
We've been
was
spoiled throughout the
pay-per-view
whole
worthy.
The whole 2020 fights because they've been giving us something that we're not necessarily entitled to during this time. So I've been extremely grateful for all the fights that they've been putting out.
Now, dude, I cannot wait for Saturday.
Yeah, man, I'm super pumped. First of all, I'm super pumped to see who wins that fight, both the light heavyweight fight, the middleweight fight, and secondly, I'm trying to see who wins this art giveaway.
Yes.
So, how to win this art giveaway, guys? Please subscribe to the Ringside Beer Show on YouTube. Turn on your notifications. Comment done on the comment section of YouTube on any of the videos, and we will announce the winner on the 29th of September.
That will be our next episode, guys. Episode 9.
Woo!
Right?
Yeah, man.
All right. With that being said, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And thank you for all the support.
Absolutely.
And until next time, remember,
Be ringside,
my boy. Good show.